Good morning there, everybody on the airgun world. This is Keith J23 or Keith Jones Pellet and Target podcasts, airgun forums, and you name it. So today I'm going to give you a bit of a rundown on sticks, the rules and the requirements, because I've been asked to. So enjoy. Right, so here I am at sunny Throckmorton. It's a nice still day today, it's quite good. So the intention today is to give you, like I said, some ideas about sticks. So first of all, there's three types of sticks that are recognised. All this is going to be about UKA HFT. FT haven't really developed their sticks yet, so talking purely about HFT. So three sticks are recognised. Gives them space, so there should be a monopod, bipod, which I'll come back to, and a tripod. Now, most people use a tripod. If you use a monopod, you're a braver man than me, or woman than me, as the case may be. So, essentially, as I say, most people use a tripod, and that's what I'll be using today. So, I'll come on to what we're doing next. Okay, so I personally shoot with a tripod. This is my tripod. There are many like it. This is mine. Fixed in indicator. So rules for the tripods. They can be any size. All right. There's no limit to the height or width of the actual stand. The problem is that it does state that everything must be taken standing. So having a bipod, a nice little bipod on the end of your rifle will not work for this. That's number one. Right, the main bits. So you've got obviously the legs. I've got attached that myself. It's my pellet tin and also my idiot's guide. At the top here is the yoke. Now the yokes are quite important. The rules are, and this confuses a few people, that they cannot be more than 30 millimeters deep, and by that it means this piece here. So that cannot be more than 30 millimeters. That's number one. Number two is they must not clamp. So your rifle must sit on it, but it is not allowed to be gripped by them. Right. A U1 is fine because again it sits into it, it doesn't grip it. Right, so that's the main parts about the top of the tripod. Right. So next part is shooting. So as you see there, we have the peg. Right. Now with the tripod, the peg must be within the boundary of the circumference of this tripod. I'll do that and hopefully be able to put a circle in. Right. So it can be anywhere within that, in there. Right. The trigger must be behind the peg, as with prone shooting. Right. And the front end of the gun must be at the peg or beyond, again as with prone shooting. Right. So with the rules, this is legal. The tripod's in the middle, the sticks in anywhere within the middle of the tripod, but also this would be in the rules because it's the circumference of the legs. So you've got quite a lot of leeway. You can move across here, maybe not quite that far. There you go, you can move across here. Yeah. And you can move over here. So you've got quite a lot of leeway where you can go. As I say, a lot of people use trigger sticks. I personally find trigger sticks to be a little bit wobbly for me. However, I know guys that shoot really, really well with a trigger stick. This is a camera tripod. There you go, guys, if you want to get what it is. It's a NRL. There we go. 35 millimeter, I think. It says on here somewhere, yeah. 32 millimeter, the fat legs, and this is solid as a rock, it's not going anywhere. There's people that use the bogs, which are massive. Right, so I'm going to do a bit of practicing and I'll do some bits and pieces while I'm walking around. Well, hit the plate. Who knows? Looks like I'm still low. It's further out than I thought. Not a clue. Wait till I check that. Now, most sticks can adjust. Mine has a centre yoke that comes up and down. Obviously, trigger 6 will lift up and down. Again, no limits to this. There she goes, that one's down. About 25 yards though, fairly straightforward. Okay, so this is peg 4, and this is, you can see there, a supported kneeling. Right, so that would be the support, that tree. Now obviously on sticks, we're not going to be able to do that. So what the rule is that you set the stick up, right, because every shot must be fired from the sticks. Just dropping it down. So every shot must be fired from the sticks. So what the rule is that you can have 150 centimetres from the support to the centre of your sticks. All right, now 150 centimetres is roughly just over 4 foot. All right, well, nearly 5 foot there. So it gives you quite a lot of variance. So I am pretty much within the bounds there. There's my sticks there. And I could go the same distance over the other side. Now, I can't actually find the string. There's a string. Let's see where my target is. So the target, I don't know if this is going to zoom in or not. The target is through these 2 trees here and in the gap there. Right, I won't record that because you can't really see it with the GoPro. Right, so where I'm stood here is actually, I've got a tree right in the way. So I can move in here, where still doesn't really help me. Right, so I can go the other side of the support. Now here I can see the target, whether you can or not I don't know, but it's sort of there. Yeah. And I can go up to 4 foot, which again doesn't help me because there's a tree in the way. So as it happens, at this height I'm here. Now remembering, trigger has to be behind the peg. Right, I'm within 4 foot of the target of a standing supported. Now what quite a lot of people do, and I do this, is you can be up against the tree and you can actually wedge yourself against that tree. That's absolutely fine, and I do that as well. Right. So anything from the edge of the tree outwards, but it must be on the sticks and you must be using the sticks at all times. Okay, right, so another example here. Now the target is directly behind here. Now hopefully it's going to show up. There is quite a bit of treeage right in front of me here. Right. So that would disturb me. However, I can move my sticks, so it's still within the circumference of the sticks. Now, if you wanted to, and this, I wouldn't advocate this particularly, however, if you have got really wide stance sticks, like these go out massively, and my top comes up here. Now, if I was a bit shorter, that would be perfect, and I could actually move my sticks again, so it's in the circumference of the sticks. I can move my sticks about what, 3 foot left or right. So just one to bear in mind, but you probably need to be a bit shorter. Right, now here's a handy hint. Right, now what a lot of stick shooters do is they put the sticks down and they put the sticks at the peg. Now, some people use one leg forward, I use two. Right. And to be honest, I'm probably in the rarity. Right. But so you put your sticks here, put your sticks at the peg, take your shot. Now if you look here, and I look at my stick, and from the peg, which is here, and where the top of my stick is, I'm losing about 18 inches there. Right, so put your sticks over the peg. So you see the middle of the sticks is where my thing is. That way you're not losing your space. Right, and it might seem much, but it's half a yard, and some close, some shots that can make quite a difference. The hardest shot for a stick shooter is 15mm which hopefully people can see. I'm trying to figure out where it is on my screen now. Not that one over there, forget that. Right. So it's a 15mm at 20-ish yards. It's a horrible shot. It's just sort of right there. Now, I'll see if I can video it, because you never know, I might get it. Oh, and she goes down. Hopefully that's on the camera. Got him. Right, as we can see here, it's a very, very still day today, so you're not getting buffeted about by the wind, which does happen quite a lot. But, I found that on sticks, one of the problems you have is that you're up in the wind when the wind's hitting you, as well as your gun, whereas prone shooters, they're down on the floor, and the ground effect wind tends to roll over the top of them. So wind definitely affects sticks far more than it does off the ground. But all fun of the fair. Another rule I forgot to mention is that you can only load your rifle when it's up. If you're a break barrel, you can break it, load it, and then put it back up. With a PCP like this, it must be loaded whilst on the sticks. If you have to remove your gun from the sticks, then you should discharge your gun. For example, if you need to move your sticks along, if you're just doing little adjustments like this, it's fine. But if I had to move my sticks, say a foot to the left or the right, or the other way around, then you must discharge the gun. Eagle-eyed amongst you might notice that there's no turrets on my caps at the moment. That's because I'm using different pellets, new pellets, and I'm just zeroing the gun in. So unsupported kneeler here, so again has to be standing, and it has to be off the sticks. And it has. Okay, right, so I'm on to the last peg that I need to talk about for sticks rules. So sometimes there will be a target where you can't physically get to it from sticks. Right, the course setters know this. Right, so they will do one of two things. They'll either set a peg with a target that you can see, or move or set a separate peg so you can hit the same target. Right, this is a one at Throckmorton. So see here, there's a white peg, right, and there's the brown peg. Now the white pegs are usually the indicator that it's a sticks peg, and it will usually have sticks written on it. Right. Because from here to see the target is virtually impossible, right, on sticks. It's right between the trees there. Right. So by moving it about 6 foot to the left, it opens it up and it's there somewhere. Right. I can't see it myself yet. Right, so yeah, so that's the last rule. They will do that, the course setters will do that, because what they do, they stand at a target. There's some that they'll have in little tunnels and stuff so that you can only hit it prone, and what they'll do, they'll put a second target out at the same distance, a similar target, right, and put a second peg beside it saying sticks only. Right, and so yeah, so that's the last one. So next thing really is a cup of tea. Okay, so that's that really. Hopefully that's going to give some people a bit of insight into using the sticks. So please like and subscribe to our Pellet and Target podcast. Yeah, like I say, time for a brew. Always a good thing to have a nice brew after a good shoot. So what I've got to say is, this is Keith Jones, Keith J23, whichever you want to call me. Pellet and Target podcast, Airgun Forums, news at 10, saying bye.